Hi, ladies. I hope you guys are having a great Monday, start of the week. I thought I would go live to you guys. I'm kind of nervous. So weird going in front of other leaders and stuff. But I thought I would go live because my upline posted my sales for the month for you guys and embarrassed me that way, of course. But a bunch of you commented asking me like what I do with my business to kind of get my sales to where they are. And so I thought I would come on live. I made notes so that I wouldn't forget certain things of kind of how I run my business. I don't know if Facebook is going to show me comments because every time I've been doing live the last couple weeks, it hasn't shown me comments. So I'm going to say sorry now if I don't respond to something that you type below. But just kind of a little, sorry, my phone lighting is doing weird things. Just a little kind of about me, because a lot of you guys probably don't know me. But I joined 31 February of 2016, so I've been doing it for about a year and a half or so. And I promoted to director in November or December of last year, so just a little under a year ago. And I love it, obviously. And so one thing that I think is really great to have is kind of a goal, and make those, I know people say it all the time, but make those non-negotiable goals that you have. And so one goal that I have this year is to try and get on to Leadership Council, because I think it's so awesome and so cool when I see all those ladies at conference get up there. And so that was my goal for this year that we're in right now. And so I kind of figured the best approach would be to do it through sales and try to get on Leadership Council through sales. So that's kind of been my goal this year that I've been working towards. And the way that I'm going to get there is through Facebook parties. Because I work full time. I have 2 kids under the age of 4. I have a husband who is a hunter. He bow hunts. That's his hobby. And so it's hunting season here for like 6 months right now. So he's gone every Saturday doing that, or in the evenings until it turns dark. So home parties aren't much of an option for me, unless I can bring my kids. And that doesn't make the best home party a lot of times. And so I've focused on Facebook parties because that's what works for me. And so just the first thing I wanted to talk about was just kind of booking parties, because I try to overbook my calendar so that, because I know there's always going to be some type of party flop or two when I'm booking things. And so I try to overbook. And so basically I ask everybody, I send a million personal messages out to everybody in my customer group, to everyone from a party that has RSVP'd yes or maybe. I send them messages, just being very proactive and not just passive and waiting for people to ask me to host a party, because that doesn't happen very often. And I also try and do at least one party swap a month with another direct sales consultant. I think it works really well. I know some consultants don't really like doing it, but I find that it works really well for getting me outside of my immediate circle, because that other direct seller has their own circle of people and they may not be located where I am, and so it works really well that way too. And then anytime we have a catalog changeover, whether it's the fall catalog or even when we put the holiday guide in place, I message almost everybody in my customer group who hasn't partied with me recently or doesn't have a party scheduled about booking. And so I go through, I have almost 500 people in my customer group, and so I go through and message all those different people, basically the same message, and just change their name and book parties that way. But the one thing I wanted to talk about was kind of how I run my Facebook parties. I probably post a lot more than a lot of you in my Facebook parties. And that's just because I like to share a lot of stuff. But the way I do mine is I have a set night that we have their party. So like if it's Wednesday night or Thursday night or whatever night we're doing their party. And then I do 2 days prior, I do pre-posts. So I do like 3 posts a day in day 1 and 2 pre-posts before their party. And then I do a couple posts during the day of their party. Then we have their party that night where I post a bunch in like a 40-minute time frame. And then I keep the party open for 3 days after, and I do a couple of posts each day for 3 days, and then that's it. We close the party. I don't like to keep the parties open super long. It hasn't worked for me. I just feel like it kind of drags on, and it doesn't have as much kind of oomph behind it, and people don't feel the need to place orders right away. So that's just how I've found that it works for me. Let me go back. So one thing I do is hostess coaching is super important with Facebook parties because you're not getting in front of people, and so you want to make sure that your hostess is on the ball with what they are doing. And so I wanted to read, I pulled it up on my computer, the actual message that I send my hostess with my tips. They obviously don't always listen, but this is what I send to mine. And so I send this message about a week and a half before their party is scheduled. And so this is one I sent this morning, and it says, "Hey girl, I hope you're having a great day and hopefully feeling better," because this one was sick. So I wanted to send you my tips for your Facebook party. I usually set up the event a week prior, which would be Wednesday. And so I put step 1, make a list of 40 people you would want to invite to the party. Like actually write it down or type it out on your notes app on your phone. Step 2, send each of those 40 people on your list an individual message, not a group message, letting them know you're having a 31 party, how excited you are, and asking if they are interested in being invited. Here is an example. So I type out a message that they can basically just copy and paste. And I put, "Hey, blank," so they can fill in the name. "I hope you're having an amazing day. I wanted to let you know that I'm having an online Facebook 31 party on Wednesday night, November 8th. I love their products. They have totes, purses, wallets, thermals, home organizing products, and jewelry. And the best thing is their new fall catalog started August 1st, and the holiday products and prints came out October 1st. Perfect time for you to shop for you and for gifts. Would you like me to invite you to my online party?" If you can't be online at the actual time, that's totally okay because the party will be open for a few days and you can go back and check out the post from my awesome consultant. Then I put step 3. After they respond back to your message saying they want an invite, add them to the event that I will have all set up for you Wednesday. So I opened the event up a week prior. So only add 40 to 50 people to the event after you have messaged them and they say they are interested. Do those steps make sense? So that's what I send my hostess about a week and a half before their party. And hopefully they follow that. And then I open the event up a week prior so they can start inviting people to the actual Facebook event. The other thing I do always ask my hostesses, I don't have all of them take me up on this, and I just started doing this last month, I guess, in September, is when they book their party, I offer them that if they want me to, if they want to send me mailing addresses for 5 to 10 of their like VIP guests that they're inviting, I will mail that guest a mini catalog as well as a flyer that I created that has the customer specials and some bundle options that they can see. So that way that customer is getting something in the mail and I put it in a colorful envelope so it stands out, just to kind of do a little something extra. Not every hostess takes me up on that, but I offer that as an option. The other thing that works really well, because with Facebook parties, the issue becomes that since we're not friends with their guests, Facebook sometimes doesn't let us message their guests, or it filters them so that their guests don't see them. So one thing that I do to try and get around that, and I'm sure I got this idea from someone else somewhere or something similar to it, is the day before their party, as one of the pre-party posts, I will make a post that has a big graphic that says prize time, and what it says is all you have to do is send me a private message with your favorite emoji. And then I tag all the guests in a comment that have RSVP'd yes or maybe. So as soon as they send me a message with their favorite emoji, I can now message them and Facebook isn't going to block it, which is perfect because the day before the party ends, I like to send reminder messages out to all of the guests that have RSVP'd yes or maybe that have not placed an order yet, with a friendly reminder that the party is closing the next day. So now I know they're going to get that message because the walls have opened because they messaged me first. So that's one thing that I found really helpful, because although I do tell my hostess to follow up with people after the party, I want to be proactive in that and make sure that it's actually happening. And so I am sending those messages as well before the party closes. So that's one thing that I found really helpful. And then just following up, like I was saying, following up with all the guests the day before the party ends, or even the day of the party ending. If they've seemed interested, just making sure, because people forget, they get busy. It's not on their radar all the time. It's not like they love 31 as much as us. Otherwise, they would join your team. And so sending those reminders is super helpful to people. And also after the party, like I said, for booking future parties, I always send a message out to every person that has RSVP'd yes or maybe, even if they didn't order, sending them a quick message saying something like, hey Sarah, it was so fun partying with you this week. Would you be interested in having your own 31 party? So you can get some free and discounted products too. And so I send that to every guest at the party. And because we played that game, I know they're gonna get that message. So those are kind of some of my things that I do. Hopefully that was helpful and I wasn't too rambly. But let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, I don't know if Facebook Live is letting me see comments because I don't see anything. But I know it's been kind of wonky lately. And it just timed out a sec. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. And I'll talk to you ladies later. Bye.